What's up guys, Camguy back, and in today's video guys, today guys, we're going to be making a double jump script inside of Roblox Studio and Roblox today. You can make a double jump script where you can double jump however many times you want. It turns red and everything. The number is super flexible, under 100 lines, so let's hop into it. And guys, we are here inside of a Roblox Studio base plate. All you have to do is open up a base plate, guys. That's all you have to do. And we're going to go over here to the starter GUI, as you guys can see here. And we're going to go and make a screen GUI, I guess is however you want to pronounce it. You can turn off reset and spawn. All this does is make sure that when we die or the character dies, it doesn't reset, because we don't want two things or anything like that. Then we're going to come over here and make a text label. Now all we're going to do to call this script is the double jump text. So we can have that here, and it's up here in the corner. So we're going to first go to the anchor part and put in 0.5, comma 0.5. We're going to turn off the background transparency. You can just drag this up to 1. And then for this, you can just slide down here, or you can just type in 0 if you want. Then we're going to come down over to here, and the position is going to be 0.5, 0, 0.8, 0. That will put it right here at the bottom of our screen. And then we're going to go down to size, and we're going to put in 0.3, comma 0, comma 0.1, comma 0. That will put that to a huge size. Then we're going to come down to the text area, and we're going to turn on the scale text, and we're going to change the font to cartoon. You can change it to any font you want, but cartoon's relatively used in every type of game. We're going to turn the text color. We're going to come over here. If you're on Mac or Windows or whatever you're on, you can just put in these numbers 255, 255, 255. It's just white. And then we're going to change the text to double jumps, and we're going to put colon 0 out of 10. And that will put our double jumps, so you can see the double jumps just like we had it. And you can come down here to put visible off to false. Alright, then we're going to come over here, and we're going to click on that plus button, and we're going to make a local script here. And we can remove this, because we don't need it, and we're going to rename this double jump, because our script is double jump. Alright, so first off, we're going to start off with the services. So we're going to go local workplace, or works space equals game gets service workspace. And then we're going to come down our line, and we're going to do local players. So we're just going to go through and get all of our services. Players, come down here, and we're going to go to left user input service, because we're going to need this for our double jump. So we're going to have all of these lines right here, user input service, and these three. I like to do this to help know which area of these local variables you have. Again, these are just variables. I don't know why they changed the workplace color. I mean, I don't really care, but that's the workplace. Now we're going to come down, and we're going to type in our another thing. We're going to call these variables, and then we're going to do local player equals players dot local player. So this is going to get our player, which would be you. For me, it's going to be Camguy. Come down a line, and we're going to go local character equals player dot character. But because sometimes the character takes some time to load in, when you join a game, you know how it takes you time to load in. So to do this, some people just do or player dot character added, and then we're going to do semicolon and then wait. And then this makes it so then the character, we don't get this, we get our character, we have to wait, so then it just waits a second, I guess, for your character to load in. Then we're going to do local humanoid equals character wait for child humanoid. And this will get our humanoid, which controls the walk speed, jump power. You know when you go fast in games and stuff like that. You should be able to do that. Local humanoid root part. This is our center of the torso, I guess. if your R6 is going to be like torso, but there always should be the character, there should always be the humanoid root part. So we're just going to need to wait for child humanoid root part. So these are all of our character stuff. So you get the player, the character, the humanoid, and the humanoid root part, which is what we're going to be using to control our double jump. Then we're going to come down to the next line. We're going to go local jump the bounce equals false. This is going to be our D bounce for jumping, and then we're going to have a local can double jump variable, which also equals false. So these two will just equal false because they'll be changed down later in the script. Alright, then we're going to make one of these new like indentation things, and we're going to go GUI variables. So these are going to be all of our UI variables right here. So we can do local main UI equals script.parent. So this goes from our script over here to our screen GUI, which will allow us to reference this everything inside of here. So we can even reference the script again, but there's obviously this script right here. So then we can do local double jump text label, which is going to get this text label right here so we can edit our text. So all you have to do is main GUI and just come down here and click this, and there you go. Now you have that reference. So these are the only two stuff you need for those. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to go animation. So this is where we're going to be doing our animation. Now I am not an animator, so I have no idea how to do these animations, or I guess anything around that, I guess. So all we have to do now is do local animation equals instance.new, and then we're going to call that animation, so we can create our new animation. Now you can obviously make an animation here and then reference it, but I think creating one is a little bit easier because it's not too much more along the lines. So we're going to name our animation. So I just like to name it double jump animation because, you know, it's a double jump animation. And then you can set the animation ID to the ID at which you use. Now I'm going to grab my ID quickly. We're going to copy and paste that in there, and this is my ID. Now you can leave this blank, but then the animation will fail to load. It will say the animation has failed to load, or you can just do this. And I always like to do this: change to your own ID. So you want to make sure you can change this to your own ID right here. So I'm not an animator, and you just need to change that to your own double jump animation. Alright, and then we're going to do local animation loaded, and then we're just going to do humanoid load animation. So we're going to be loading this animation, and all we have to do is reference the animation there. So this right here will load our humanoid to make sure that the character has the animation, so we can use it. And then we're going to set the animation loaded dot looped to false. And then we're going to say animation loaded, and we're going to adjust speed to 0.25. So we're going to, now this line right here is optional if your animation's a bit slow, but I like to speed up the animation so it looks clean and it feels clean and everything. Alright, then we're going to come down here and we're going to have all of our jump variables. So we're going to call this jump variables. And then all you have to do here is all of the stuff that we're about to do here is completely changeable, so it doesn't take too long. And we're going to do max jumps equals 2. Now you can set this to 3, 100, or 1000, or whatever number you want, but we're going to be setting it to 2 in the tutorial. Then we're going to get down to local current jump, and we're going to put that to 0 because we don't want our current jump to be 1, because that will be it will mess up everything, and then you'll start at 1 jump and then go down to 2 jumps for the first time, but it will correct itself and later in the code. But you don't want that. Local time between jumps, and then we're going to set this to 0.3, and this is in seconds. So this is going to take 0.3 seconds before we can continuously jump again. Obviously you can spam the jump or even have it 0, so you can just continuously spam it, but we want a small wait time, so 0.3 is fine for that. And we're going to local jump multiplier, and this is how much our jump's going to be multiplied by. So if we want to go, if we have 50 jump power and our multiplier is 2, 50 times 2 is 100. So it's going to be completely simple. Then we're going to have a local sideways force, and we're going to set this to 100, which will, when we jump, it kind of pushes you forward and to like a little bit to like forward, so that you don't just jump straight up. So you go a little bit forward. Now you can set this to 0, and then obviously you can set to 0, 1, so you don't go forward and you just go straight up. And then we have the local upwards force, which we can set to 10 because we don't want to go all the way up. And then we're going to have our local normal jump power, and this is going to be what you spawn with, which the 50 is default. So you can just put that there as it's pretty much default that it's 50. Alright guys, then we're going to actually come down to the starting of our code. So really you just need to do all of this code. So we got to go up here and we got to reference this service that we had up here. So we already referenced the player service. We don't have the reference to the workspace yet, but we're going to have the user input service. And then all we need is the jump request one. And then we're going to put this to a connect, and we're going to put this to a function. Now, this will fire every time we jump. So every time we jump, it fires. So every time you press your spacebar, or if you're on mobile, you click the button, or you're on Xbox and you press the button, it will jump. So this thing will fire every time you jump. So now all we have to do is check if jump debounce equals false, which it should, because up here in the script it did equal false. And then we're going to have to check if can double jump equals false, and our current jump is less than our max jumps, and then we go end. So this is saying if we can double jump, which it actually this should be equal to true. If you can double jump, which it should equal to true if you can do it, and then your current jump is less than your max jump, so that we don't want to just continuously spam it, because then we don't actually have a max jump if we remove this. So you just want to keep it like that. And then we're going to set the jump debounce equal to true. Then we're going to make the person jump. So all we have to do is humanoid.jump power equals our normal jump power times our jump multiplier. So this right here will be our jump multiplier, and we can call this function, we can call this the jump function. So these will be our functions below this, and these are all the variables at which you can change to make this jump. So if you want to have a normal jump power of 100 and your jump multiplier like 1,000, then you'll just skyrocket to the roof, and that's all. If you want to do that, you obviously can. Humanoid, and then we're going to change our state, which is allowable, to enum.humanoid state type right here, and then we're going to do jumping. So this makes our humanoid jump automatically without you doing the spacebar. Just make sure it's jumping, and then we're going to do the humanoid root part dot velocity equals vector3.new, and then we're going to do our humanoid dot move direction dot x, and then we're going to do times the sideways force, then comma, and then we're going to do the upwards force, comma, and then we're going to do the humanoid dot move direction dot z times sideways force. This will make our person go forwards, upwards, and he makes him go forwards and slightly upwards, so that when we jump, he doesn't just go straight up, he goes a little bit forwards. Obviously you can increase it or decrease it like I was talking up here with the sideways and upwards forces. And then we're going to come down in lines, we're going to go to the end and click enter, and we're going to click space. So then we want to play our animation, because right now it just makes, when we jump, it just makes us so we just, you know, go really, really high without actually making an animation. So we're going to do animation loaded, and then we're just going to play that. So Roblox makes it super simple to do animations, and all you have to do is just call play, because that's pretty much what it does. We're going to increase the current jump by 1, so you can do that, and then it makes it so that this was equal to 0, and now it's going to be set to 1 or 2 and 3. It continuously goes on so that we keep track, and then it eventually checks that it's less than the max, so you cannot jump again. Then we're going to come down and we're going to do double jump text label, and we're going to set its text to double jumps, and then a colon, and then we're going to put space, and then we're going to do dot dot, and we're going to do toe string on our current jump. So what we're going to do here is we're going to be connecting this toe string. So we're going to be connecting this number. We're going to be turning it, toe string turns it into a string. So it goes from number to string, and then we're going to connect it with the 2 dots. We're going to end that and then connect it back and do our dash thing so you can sleep. And then we're going to do the same thing, except for we're going to do max jumps. So it displays our max jumps, and then that's it. We're going to come over here, and that's pretty much it. Here, I'll scroll up for you guys. There we go. And then we're going to come down here, and we're going to do if current jump is greater than or equal to max jumps, then. So we're going to be checking if our current jump is equal to our max jump. So we're going to be here, we're checking to make sure that we cannot do it again. Here, we're going to be checking to make sure that's over. And if it's over, we're going to do double jump dot text label dot text color 3 equals color 3 dot from RGB 19400. And this makes this cool red color right here. And then we're going to do else, and we're going to do the same thing here. Copy that, except for we're going to be changing the color. Now, Roblox places you can change the color here, and we can just select white if you want to do that, or you can just type out these numbers here. And then we're going to come down here and make the double jump text label dot visible equal to true. So we're going to come up here, you know this right here, main UI dot double jump text right here, and we're going to make this visible equal to true so you can see it, because right here we made sure that it wasn't visible at all, because, well, we don't want it to be visible, we want it to be invisible. So all we have to do then is set our can double jump to false, and then we're going to have to wait a second, and then we're going to set our jump debounce back to false. So this is all you can do here. And that's pretty much it for our jump request. Now we have to come down a couple lines, and we're going to start our next function, which will handle the changing in direction and stuff like that. So when you come down, you free fall and stuff like that. So all we have to do here is humanoid dot state changed, and we're going to do connect function old state new state, and that's all you have to do there. And this makes it so then when we change the state here, this function will fire because our state was changed. Pretty much just change it and then see when it was changed. And so all we have to do here is if the new state equals enum, and we're going to do the same enum thing we did up here, the humanoid state type, and except for jumping, we're going to be landed. So we're going to check if your character is landed on the ground. So if they've landed on the ground. Now they're not running or walking on the ground, it's actually landed. So when you're coming down from a free fall and landing, that's landed, and then it turns to walk or jump. Then you can do if can double jump equals to true. So we're going to check if it's true again, just like we did. It was checking up here again to see if we can double jump. And we're going to set that to false because we just fell down to the ground and we don't want to double jump. And then we're going to set our text label .visible equal to false. So here we made it true so you can see it, and then now here we're making it so you can't see it at all. And then we're going to set our humanoid .jump power equals to our normal jump power. So back down to what it used to be. And then we just set our current jump to equal to 0. So we kind of just reset everything back to what it was here, kind of. And then we're going to go here, and we're going to check else if new state equals enum dot humanoid state type dot free fall. So this is when you're falling in the air. It's called free fall. And then if the current jump is less than or equal to 0, so if it's normal, then we're going to wait 0.2. and then we're going to can double jump equals true, and then else wait time between jumps, which is at 0.3 we had it there, and then set the can double jump equal to true. So this is all you do there if you're free falling, and that's pretty much it. Now all you have to do is come over here and come over here to play. And once we are in play, guys, all you have to do is click the space button, and there you go. You have a double jump that you can do twice, and again, you can mess around with everything inside here. So you can come over here, and you can go over here, and let's say you want to be able to jump 10 times, but you want to be able to jump super high, so you do 10, and you click play again. And then wait for it to load, and then you have your character, and you can jump super high for 10 times, and you can just kind of spam it, I guess. You can't really spam it, but I mean you can, and then once it comes down to 10, eventually I guess you'll stop falling. Yeah, once you stop, and then we come back down here, and then we fall to the ground, and then it goes away. So that's all you have to do. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe, guys. I had a fun time doing this with you guys, so if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, like, and turn notifications on for another video, and request down what video you guys want to see down below. I'm happy to make more. A lot of people requested this on my Discord for double jumping, so thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.